I'm a little bit more sober right now than I was last week, but I still think you get me in front of a medium size to small black bear,
I'm gonna go
and
small.
I'm a fucking contender.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my
Mickey
God.
Ward over here.
Holy shit. All right. Good morning, Podcast America. This is episode, what did I say, 23 of the Enlightened Neanderthals. And before we get started, we will talk about Allegiance Holsters, which you can find at allegianceholsters.com, because even if you are not an everyday carry with a gun person, you should be an everyday carry with a first aid kit person. And you can get handy-dandy little prepackaged first aid kits from them. Again, that's allegianceholsters.com. Use code TNW10 at checkout and save a little bit of money. And we will talk about Tyler Stanaway and Vanessa Stanaway's Forest School, which looks really incredible. It's a chance to get your kids just outside all day learning kind of traditional skills, which I think is really awesome. And you can find more information about that at compassionateviking.com. It's located in Stanwood, Washington. And then finally, my own Training Northwest, and we have our Vortex Optic Zero program, where if you purchase a Vortex Optic from us, you get a free range session out here. We get you zeroed and then run a couple drills to get you comfortable with your new equipment. And this is our PETA episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is our Coliseum Gladiator, where it's man versus 10 lions.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't think we need to introduce it any further than that. Enjoy the episode, you guys.
It's going to be hard to recreate that magic. Let me try.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think about bear cut? See? There you go.
Take two. Take three.
Okay.
three.
Bear season. What's up?
Take four.
well, bear hunting's already begun.
Has it?
Yeah, it started August 1st. That was
So
Monday.
actually, you know what? I saw a photo of somebody who had gotten their black bear just the other night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hunting over bait. What a fucker. No, I'm
Yeah.
just joking.
Oh, yeah. Using dogs.
Right
too.
outside the donut shop. Yeah.
There's a bear running the greenbelt where I live. He knocked over a couple of the neighbors' planters the other night.
What's the greenbelt?
Like through Mill Creek, the suburb. Like this is not like a suburb that's on the edge of civilization. This is a suburb deep in populated civilization. So,
There's a Target. There's a Mod Pizza.
There's a hairy homeless guy running around the neighborhood. That's what's happening.
What a bear.
Yeah.
getting into everybody's trash cans.
A hairy gay guy. Just
Now bear season's looking good. I mean, we got some trail cameras up, and
Have you checked them yet?
No,
No. Okay.
I was gonna last weekend, but things got busy.
But
Life
then
got
Then
in
you
the way.
realize you have to ride your bike uphill.
Yeah, but that's the nice thing about bear hunting is that it's like a 5 to 6 mile bike ride, mountain bike ride up a hill, and
What's the pitch of this hill?
maybe it takes a guy like me, and I don't have a good mountain bike.
412.
I've got an old Trek, and I've hopped on other friends' mountain bike, and it's like I'm shooting up the hill,
Oh, yeah.
and mine's got bad gear
I'm
ratios.
gonna fucking crush you guys. This is the one thing I'm good at.
100%.
Me and my
gonna
Trek
destroy it.
Antelope.
Yeah.
My 1998 Trek Antelope. Good luck.
I think that's newer than my Trek.
Your Trek Antelope weighs 50 pounds and does not jump like an antelope.
No, it's made of steel.
That's
For
good.
strength.
Steel frame is a good thing.
I have a Trek Armadillo. It's just
That
low
shit
to the
rolls.
ground. Yeah.
Do you guys know what size wheels you have?
Dude, you're
26.
I lied
man,
about
you're
I lied
26er.
about the steel. I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, it's not. It's an aluminum frame, though.
Oh, for sure.
I only know because I got to the top last time and my tire popped. And so
you
I
have to go get a
rode
tube.
it all the
You
way
use
down
tubes?
on my rim.
You still use tubes?
What else do they use?
Is there something?
Tubeless,
Yeah, is there
bro.
something?
What
other
are,
than
what
that?
are they? A
You guys
skateboard
are
wheel?
going to get jealous when you see my bike.
Tubeless.
Do you have
Get
an
it?
extra bike?
I have two.
Well,
2 extras? Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk. You guys.
You can ride ours and we'll ride yours.
Now, mine is steel framed, and it has 29-inch wheels.
29.
Yeah. A little more rollover.
Yeah.
Keep your momentum going.
Per cycle.
Doesn't do anything for you uphill. Downhill.
Yeah, but your
it does.
gear ratios probably help.
No, it's actually your gear ratios are more like the same gearing is more difficult to pedal uphill than on a smaller wheel.
tire.
Yeah, because you're
Because
pushing
it'll
more
rotate
radius.
quicker. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I've tried a friend's bike,
I'm
and
gonna
it
send
was
some
night and
sweet
day.
jumps on that gravel road on the way down.
What happened?
Maybe pop a wheelie.
Yeah. He comes back with road rash, just all thrashed.
Well, it sucked because we went to go set those trail cameras, and my buddy Ben came, and he's got an e-bike, and it was like
See ya.
we would start pedaling, and it was like, all right, get a little momentum. You're starting to go up the hill, and it's like you're in the lowest gear possible, but you're like, all right, if I just do this, I can kind of keep trekking. And then all of a sudden, it sounds like a Prius comes up behind you here.
Yeah, he's
And
smoking
he's off.
a cigarette.
Yeah.
Talking. Yeah.
And then we talked to him. I'm like, God, that's a hard one, you know? He's like, yeah, it was pretty rough. I don't want to hear it.
Eat shit. What do you think about that? Like, have you gone hunting and actually like seen guys on e-bikes yet?
I haven't, besides my friend going, not really. I've seen guys on regular bikes more so, and I've seen some e-bikes at camp, and it makes sense. But the thing I like about using a regular mountain bike for bear hunting is like it's 5 to 6 miles, and it starts August 1st, and archery elk starts September like 15th ish. So if I go once a week, twice a week, you know,
Yeah, get you in
just
shape.
those little, like last time I went like 12 times before archery season started, and my legs were so solid. I was running up ridges.
Nice.
And it's like, I'm not out of shape, but I'm not, you know, tuned in for hiking and that stuff, but just doing that mountain biking, I love it. So it's like, I've debated, like, because my buddy brought his electric bike up, and it's like, well, yeah, that's nice to get up there, but when you're going to be hiking for miles in a month and a half, it's probably nice to have your legs all warmed up and beefed up, so, you know, everything's easier on that hunting trip, so you can focus on killing an elk, not about being winded and tired and hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you start doing that, it just kind of makes for deficiencies along the way. The more help you get now, so yeah, that makes sense.
That
Do you-
said, I would love an e-bike though. I still would.
Well, so I've gone and I'm like, 5-6 miles back walking, right? And then all of a sudden, here's some fucker on an e-bike ripping past me on like steepest part of the hill, right? And then, like they slow down, they stop, and they're like, "Hey, see anything?" And
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. I
Yeah.
see a jackass. Is what I see. And then they're like, "Oh," and then trot off. And then a road that I go to, I think it's like 9 miles to one spot, and this guy would pass me at like 5 or 6 miles, and then he would proceed to get to the end, turn around and come back
Oh God.
and meet me, and I got another like quarter mile, right? And he's just ripping around. It's like
literally going back and forth.
no, he just goes up and then goes out, and he was like, "Yeah, I can get in and out and another like in on one charge of the battery, so I have 2 batteries." And then he started talking about how the bike cost him $12,000 and all this other stuff. It's just like, you son
So
of a
aren't
bitch.
e-bikes technically illegal for hunting? Because
So
they
it
are a
depend-
motorized
They
vehicle.
are legally allowed, and they had to put up like signs because people were getting pissed, right? Because they weren't like, e-bikes are illegal because you can ride your normal bike, but anything over 750 watts is supposedly illegal, and that's where like the state has said like, oh, this counts as a motorized vehicle. That being said, the way they have it written in like the RCW or whatever, it's like not verbal. It's not like the verbiage isn't like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a cloudy point, so people can kind of argue one way or the other. So they haven't really come down on anybody.
Okay.
But like he said, like that guy's ripping around, and it's like, you son of a bitch. And then like I see him pass me, and he leaves, and I'm like, I hate that guy so much. He's what a piece of shit. And then I'm like, I would totally do that.
Stay on that bike.
But he kind of brought up a good point, like when he went out there, and he was like, well, I'm going to come out here, and I feel like if I get something down, I need to like make it out with the animal. I'm hunting by myself.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make it out with the animal if I can get it down. But that's where part of me goes, well, guess what, motherfucker? Then you don't get it going as far.
Yeah.
If you can only get to here and there.
If you're only fit enough to go in 3 miles,
Yeah.
that's how far you go.
Yeah, well, if you're only fit enough to get in 3 miles and then make the trips back and forth to get your animal out.
But a bike with a cargo rack would be a great idea, because you could probably strap all
They
your,
have
if
carts.
you had a cargo rack
Yeah, they
over
have-
the back
They
tire.
have little
and-
carts.
Well,
yeah.
they have
Oh yeah, trailer would be.
they have
Yeah, they have
cargo
little-
cargo racks that are a trailer that trails behind, and it's got shocks
Does
and
it have a
everything
brake?
else.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that would be the shit.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not riding it, just pushing it, think like the Viet Cong
Yeah.
used to transport ammunitions and goods to all their soldiers they would load down a bike and then push it along the trail. Because you're just walking with no weight on your shoulders, right?
Yeah,
All
just
your
pushing.
weight you can put 200 pounds on your bicycle, and now you're just pushing it, and the bike carries all the weight, and all you're fighting is the inertia of the wheels.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw this guy. I was like, the fucking enemy.
Yeah, fucking VC.
Charlie.
Fucking take him
Charlie
down.
in the brush.
Yeah, stab him with a bamboo stake.
I'm gassed, and then this guy just comes up.
push
But like,
him over.
I got a bike, and I'm up this big ass hill.
But it's nice to go to a spot. If you're like, oh, I've got a spot 5 miles in, and I'm going to go just right to this spot and then either sit, or this couple mile radius is where I hunt, and I'm just going to slow walk.
Yeah.
But some people, they'll bike hunt, and it's like that, and it's like you're going so fast. It's like the amount of animals you've probably passed by in the woods that you're not going to hear or see.
They're not quiet. They, like Jordan was saying, they sound like a Prius. They're zzz as they're going up the hill. So you're unlikely to catch anything on the road.
Yeah, if you do, you're likely to sneak up on something on the road. I think you're moving fast enough and somewhat quiet enough to where you'd be able to maybe. They have the big fat tires on them, so they're not like. But to what you're saying, you're road hunting.
You're road hunting,
and
at that
that's
point, and
not,
you're passing pretty quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
passing stuff.
Standing in one spot and moving 6 inches forward, you get a whole new trajectory, and sometimes that's when you see the animals.
Yeah, it would be nice to have something like that, especially if you were like, I'm going in at dark,
Yeah,
and I'm coming out dark.
yeah.
So
You need to cover some ground quick.
I'm going to cover some ground, and I'm going to make up my time, and I got a light and everything else. And it's like, if you're willing to leave that, $8,000, $10,000 bike sitting there, I'm sure you can get them for cheaper, but.
Do you think it's like a car? You click it, boop, 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 it has a little alarm.
Yeah. Well, I think they have all kinds of weird stuff like that for them now.
That's crazy.
Maybe you take your battery off and hide it somewhere else. I don't know.
Probably like a key or anything.
Yeah.
Chain it to a tree or something.
But then I also see
bring a
these
chain. You're not,
these
you're not
old
pedaling
crusty
with your own energy. Just fucking wrap a chain around the seat post.
these old crusty hunters that are like getting it done, and they've been getting it done for 40 years on the soles of their feet or a bike.
Yes.
An
The reason
old
I'm
beat
excited
up
for
bike.
deer hunting is I want to put on some miles. I want to get up away from the truck and into the high country and actually get off the road and away from everybody. I don't want to be hanging out around.
It's not fun. It's still fun. You're still hunting. You're doing what you want to do, but it's really fun to have an adventure.
Yeah.
So there's that.
A lot of people don't want to admit it, though. Even sometimes it is good having other people around, because if it's just you in one spot, it's like, yeah, it's quiet and animals are kind of doing their natural thing, but sometimes having the pressure of people all around you, they start ping-ponging and satelliting, and you catch them slipping.
Do you think there's anything to the notion of, again, getting away from the roads a couple miles in to where the pressure is off? Because they're going to go from high pressure to low?
I think it's good to get off the roads far where there is no pressure if you know where the habitat in the highways are. You can get 5 miles off, and it's like, well, this isn't an area elk normally travel, So it's like you want to know, and that's where things like Onyx and looking at your maps and looking at your topo and looking at and Onyx does water supply even now. And then it's important to scout your areas and hunt an area for a couple of years to keep expanding and learning.
Yeah.
It's like, I think
it's like an area of operations,
Yeah.
getting the feel for it.
And that's why you see even Ranella and all these people, it's like, yeah, they go out with guides that tell them, we're going to go hike 10 miles like a badass, but I know exactly where to go. If it was you're a paratrooper and they drop you out of a plane in a parachute and it's like, go find an animal, it's going to take them a lot longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, you don't get to go all over the world and have success like that if you're.
So after we get off our bikes, are we hiking or what are we doing? Are the trail cams right on the road?
So no, I don't want it stolen. A little bit of walk. So we ride up, and then from there it's maybe a quarter mile walk to a half mile into different clear cuts, and there's different options. And that's where the berries grow. They seem to go ripe up top first, and then as it gets lower in elevation down towards the rivers and stuff.
The reason I'm asking is, are you guys going to be embarrassed if I wear my spandex shorts and my aerodynamic, like, fin-shaped
your sponsored tight spats?
Yeah.
I mean, you can wear whatever you want. I wear shorts and a t-shirt up there, because
I don't own any spandex shorts.
Don't lie.
No,
yeah,
but
he's got the full USPS or whatever.
But it's like you get so
team.
hot, and it's going to be hot in the afternoon time.
I got to be honest, this does not sound fun because I'm going to be wearing a backpack with a 30-30 stuffed in it and trying to grind up some gravel road in the heat on a bicycle. Yeah.
So wear shorts, a t-shirt, put extra clothes in the backpack, and then like get up top, you cool down. And then once you get cool, you go into those shady areas and the temperature drops 15, 20 degrees. Yeah. But then the bugs come out.
I was just going to say,
the mosquitoes.
You need long pants and sleeves for the mosquitoes.
Yep. And I like gators just because of all the blackberries and the brush starting to pop up. So it's nice when you're walking through. Yeah. But then, so we'll ride up, and then there's different clear cuts and little trails, and you just sit as it gets darker, and you're waiting for those bears to start filtering out from the dark, deep areas that are a lot cooler in that summer sun day, and start coming out as it cools out and eating berries in the clear cuts. So we look for.
They're trying to go sit out back, have a little snack as the sun goes down.
Hey, I'm trying to have a little snack. Jordan's trying to make the ultimate fucking Cubano over here, and I'm just trying to assist.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Are you guys bringing a rifle or a bow?
I mean, I got a bunch of people with rifles, I'll probably bring my bow just to have something different.
I don't know. I go back and forth. Probably bring both and then decide.
I went out and shot my dad's old 30-30 for the first time since I was probably 16 years old today, just to see if I could even get on paper at 50 yards.
How'd I do?
Not well. It's a Winchester Model 94, good old lever action. And everything about it is really well made. Like, I was looking at it and I was like, God, this is a finely, you know what I mean? Like, you appreciate when something is really well crafted, right? Like the wood grain looks really nice and everything's solid. Like, when you grab it with two hands, there's no like wiggle anywhere between the receiver and the barrel or the furniture. Exactly. And there is one goddamn thing, which is that the rear sight on it just fucking sucks. It's the same rear sight you would have on like a Daisy Red Ryder BB gun with the little, ramped up wedge that clicks to different elevations, and if you want to change windage, you just kind of push it with your thumb left or right. It's like, hang on, this is a gun that is literally designed to be like kicking around in a pickup truck or in a saddle holster, or just like I can see why it's a great saddle gun because it's lightweight. It's got a punch to it at 100 yards and in.
Yeah,
it's easy to operate. But then you have this fucked up rear sight situation that makes it unreliable.
Can you put a scope on it? Or do you have to have
I have a little it has a little mount thing on the side of it for a scope, and I thought, you know what, I could see why a red dot would make a lot of sense on this. Yeah. But at the same time, because it's old school, I just want it to have iron sights. Like, I want it to be I don't want to rely on batteries. I want to have good iron sights. And it's also not like a 30-30 is a 150-yard gun. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to do optics. I just want iron sights.
Okay. What that same platform, that level?
Not that we don't like optics.
We love optics. We do
love optics,
and we love getting optics and trying them out and zeroing at Training
put a red
Northwest.
Dot on your 30-30, you know what? Get one from Training Northwest and come zero it at our range.
What is the other like? I know 30-30 is the most common of that lever, but isn't there like a 570, or is that what it is? 4570? Just one. A huge, isn't it a big chunky bullet in there?
I think it's a slow velocity.
But it weighs like...
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 450 grains.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a high velocity.
That's a mortar for like the
fourth.
Dude,
those things, it's a tube of lipstick. And
all right.
Yeah, 4570 is not
what's that for, like buffalo
30,
or something?
You're going up from a 30 caliber bullet to think what a 45 pistol cartridge looks like. Now you're just putting elongated pistol you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rifle cartridge length at that diameter.
Yeah, it literally looks like a tube of lipstick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's like Jesus.
What do you use those for? Like buffalo or something?
Probably
A little bit.
hogs and black bear. I don't know.
Fuck, you use it for target shooting, and then when you want to kill something, you get a real gun. No, I have no.
What
clue.
do they shoot elephants with?
Oh, it's like you get like those specialty made break action double barrel, like 454, and the cartridge is almost like 2.5 inches long. I the only reason I know this is I can't remember the title, but when I was a kid, I checked out these books from the library about this guy who used to go hunt in Africa all the time. And he would tell all these stories about people who had been gored by water buffalo or killed by lions and whatnot. And I cannot for the life of it, maybe it was like 470 Weatherby or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like this massive cartridge with a massive slug on the front of it. And they would just fire them out of double-barreled rifles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's weird that people go there.
What do we got? Someone breaking into the truck? Oh, shit.
Oh, making sure it's locked.
Not anymore.
It is weird that I mean, from anything to a squirrel to an elephant, like there's a size cartridge and a round for it. You know, it's weird to be like
their guns.
We specialize in killing elephants.
Yeah.
Like a bullet that big,
Yeah.
you have to have something meant for it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put how many 30-06 rounds do you think it would take to kill it? This is a morbid conversation. Yeah.
Oh God, a lot.
Like you'd have to just make them bleed to
You'd need
death.
a belt
probably.
fed.
Yeah.
Which is basically what a PKM is.
What's that?
It's the Soviet. It's their kind of medium machine gun. Their answer to the 240 Bravo. It's a 7.62 by 5.4 millimeter, which is I think 7.62 by 5.4 is a 30-06. I'm not 100% on that. I'm sure we'll send those comments to at Enlightened Neanderthals. Let Jordan answer them. since he's outside checking out his bow right now.
Every question.
But we got to use them quite a bit when I was contracting with the CIA, and the PKM is a badass machine gun, and it doesn't have as much of a buffer as like an M240 Bravo shoots a 7.62 by 5.1, which is a 308. So belt-fed 308 versus belt-fed 30-06. The only difference that 5.1 versus 5.4 is the length of the casing, so you have more room for powder. Mm-hmm. So the PKM has slightly more powder in it, and I think it does not have like the 240 Bravo has a buffer system in the buttstock.
For recoil?
Yeah. Where the PKM has the spring on the op rod, but the buttstock is made out of solid wood.
Okay.
And it beats the shit out of you.
Oh, your shoulder's probably black and blue.
Yeah. So you're sitting behind this thing firing 5-round bursts. You're like, holy fuck.
Now in the military, are a lot of machine guns now, they have some sort of buffer for recoil, or do they still like put out the tripods and mount guns on them?
You still mount a saw, like the 5.56 gun, belt-fed 5.56. You shoot it off a bipod that's integral to the gun itself.
Okay.
And you can shoot it standing, kneeling, whatnot, but it's pretty tough to control more than a 3-round burst. The 240 also has an integral bipod, but it's far more accurate on a big, heavy tripod. So a gun team will have 3 men assigned to it. You have the gunner, the assistant gunner, and the ammo bearer. And the assistant gunner carries the tripod and an extra barrel and a asbestos mitten, like an oven mitt for
when it gets
changing
hot.
the barrels.
Yeah.
And so they'll if you're actually setting up a support by fire line, you'll put everything on tripods because it's far more accurate.
So back in World War II, they used to use water-cooled.
Yeah, the water-cooled 30.
So now it's just they have an alloy or a air cooling system that they just use a hot mitt for.
I think that's why you're changing barrels.
Because you're burning through them.
Yeah, it's every like 200 rounds you swap the barrel out.
And why wouldn't they go back to like some sort of radiator, like a water-cooled thing?
So you got to carry
it's
all that
heavy.
water. Yeah, if you run out of water, you're shit
just
out of luck.
spitting it.
Yeah. And we would melt barrels sometimes because we'd get too You get on that belt fed with a whole bunch of rounds linked, and your junk gets hard, and you're like, fucking, here I go. And you can see it through nods. As the barrel heats up, it starts glowing white in your night vision.
way.
And they'll actually start to droop. Like the barrel will droop, and you'll see the rounds just start fucking flying into the dirt in front of you. And it's like, you dumbass, you melted the fucking barrel.
No way.
Sorry, I got excited.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the gun that they always have in the Toyota? You know, that's mounted.
That's the Dishka, and that's it's not a 50 caliber. It's in millimeters, so I'm struggling to get the millimeters for the. I think it's basically a 51 caliber.
Okay.
Or maybe it's 54, but I can't remember what the millimeter equivalent of that is.
So that's like anti-vehicle and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. That's the same as the Brown. It's the Soviet equivalent to the Browning M2 50 caliber machine gun.
Okay.
What would you rather have?
The M2. I mean, that thing has been in service since World War II, still in service today. We were using ammo crates in Afghanistan in 2003 that had lot numbers from like the 1950s.
Really?
Yeah. So ammo manufactured in the 1950s, still running it through there. And it's a little bit high maintenance. You have to set what's called the headspace and timing. And then as you're shooting it, as the gun starts to get gummed up a little bit, you have to adjust that head spacing to keep it running. But if you know what you're doing, you can keep it going. And it's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
If you can see it, its max effective range on Army documentation says curvature of the earth. Meaning if you can see it through some sort of magnified optic, you can hit it.
Just aim up at a certain time. That's crazy.
Is it a laser?
It's like flaming golf balls.
Yeah. Do they put 50 cals on airplanes? Or they use different?
Well,
this has just turned into Mike wanting to know military and.
It's all good.
I walked out for a second, and you guys were talking about what can kill an elephant. I walk back in.
50 caliber would do it, Mike. To answer your question, a 50 or a Dishka would be a good option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be
Just
mounted
walk those rounds right down
in a Toyota Hilux, though.
Yeah.
Thump, 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 thump. Here's an interesting fact for you guys, because in order to time the trigger pull just right to get a 5-round burst, what we were taught to say as we pull the trigger is kill a family of 5 and then release the trigger. Pull the trigger, kill a family of 5, release the trigger. That's not an official doctrine, by the way.
Was that supposed to be like 5 seconds? Kill a family of 5.
I don't know. It's probably more like 2.5 seconds, but it's enough times for the gun or it's the right amount of time for the gun to cycle 5 times ish.
Huh.
Kill a family of 5 rounds is what they meant, right?
Probably. It's a bear hunting. You're bringing a bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah.
What's the cyclic rate on that thing? Can you whip the arrows out of your back quiver like those elves in the movies?
I think I have to wait for my one perfect shot.
How fast do you think you guys could reload and fire a bow?
With the quiver, it does help, but then you got to pull it. Bring
Maybe
it
5
across.
seconds.
Yeah.
Do you think 5? 1, 2.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. To load an arrow, knock it, get your wrist release in there, and draw
the
back.
wrist release itself is going to take a second or two.
Yeah.
You get used to it. You shave time off like anything.
5 seconds is a pretty long time.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 10 seconds for sure, I would imagine.
10 seems reasonable. It sounds like we need to go out to the range and figure some shit out.
Yeah, my bow's in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it out to the next guns or the gun class. This is bow 2.0.
Right.
Next iteration of shooting.
Yeah. I mean, that first arrow, you've already got knocked when you feel you're in the situation and you got your wrist release.
I mean, from
so then once
the
you
first
release and then you watch, I mean, because you're not going to just shoot and then, start grabbing your arrow because you want to see where the arrow went.
Now, let's say charging grizzly. He's at 50 yards and he's charging.
I am pulling out my pistol.
Yeah, nope, I'm taking that and I'm slitting my throat.
No, I've thought about that. Maybe it's like it would be nice to get one more arrow, and try and release that and then go for the sidearm. But
I think a charging grizzly, you're gonna have to just hope you can and get it to stop for a second and maybe turn and then thump.
Now, do you think what happens?
Then at that, like dropping that bow, and holding an arrow and just trying to
Stab him.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Do you think
I'm snapping it off. I'm jumping on its back, throwing my boots in, and slitting the throat.
Do you think
you have to start wearing spurs when you bear hunt? Just
spur to ride him?
Yeah.
Do you think if you're getting charged by a grizzly, is it better to stand your ground, or do you think it's better to charge back at him, run at the grizzly?
I think it's probably better to stand your ground. I don't want them calling my bluff.
Yeah, good point.
I think
Who says you're bluffing?
Yeah.
No, you're goddamn right.
They got that arrow still.
I think you want to get them to smell you is really the deal, right? Like that's kind of the
smell me now, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe, right? Like, or maybe they're just like, oh, that smells like fucking lunch.
It smells like brisket.
Yeah. But I think what is it, like a grizzly bear, brown bear, all that? Like if they're gonna attack you, it's out of territory and they want to kill you and just like leave you, right? Or they just want to injure you or whatever, but they're not trying to eat you. Whereas like if a black bear's attacking you, it's trying to eat you.
Yeah,
they
fight
say
back
like
for
fight
a black.
Fight a black. Whoa, easy.
Well,
Yeah. That was Mike.
Fight
Send
a black.
those comments to.
Yeah. What was who do you work for now?
Hey man, pee break.
No, so you're supposed to fight fight a black bear and play dead with a grizzly.
Okay.
Why? I would imagine, man, because you're not going to be able to fight a grizzly.
I feel like a black bear attack is so unlikely.
It happens. It's more likely.
I truly, and that people.
Did you say it's more likely?
Yeah, because of numbers.
Really? Yeah. Interaction is a lot higher. And then the last couple of years, there's been a lot more black bear attacks, too.
Mm-hmm. Getting cocky, we got to bump them down a little.
Well, and then the fact that we got, yeah, in Seattle especially, it's crazy.
I know. They're all over
getting
Capitol
out of hand.
Hill. Knocking over trash cans, fucking eating the cat food.
What is that in San Francisco? It's reparations or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that if you had to fight a grizzly, it just isn't going to work out for you.
Oh, you're
no
fucking
matter what.
done. But hang on, it's not maybe not going to work out for you. You're fucking.
You just got to. Well, I mean, there's that one guy who was
Has
able to
anybody ever killed a grizzly with a 10mm pistol?
Oh yeah,
it must have happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a fighting chance, maybe.
Yeah, if you have a gun.
Yeah.
Well,
remember that guy that I think
you don't. It was very obvious walking around in Alaska a couple weekends. Like everybody had a 10mm Glock open carry on their chest or on their hip. I was like, oh, here I am with my little 40 caliber. I felt insufficient.
Ding. It's like an airsoft gun for those guys. Yeah, and then what is that? That 44 Red Hawk? That's super huge.
Those are so hard to shoot, though.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this before, where Jake brought out his featherweight 357 Magnum, and because the weight of the pistol is so light, the recoil is horrendous. And it was like, holy fuck, dude. I was like, I shot one round. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to do this again.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I could. I might be able to get off one accurate shot, but then by the time I recover the recoil, recock the hammer, because the double action isn't as accurate, I don't know how long. It would take me a while to get shot number 2 off.
You wouldn't do it like old gunslinger, where you hold it down and slap it with
everywhere. Be like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, big bears are scary. Like a grizzly bear is scary. Like even the black bear. Like I was so surprised when we got that one. It was like they're just dense little balls of muscle. Yeah. Shit, you get a raccoon attacking you, and you got a problem on your hands.
I feel like a raccoon moves like faster, like a cat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like I don't think a black bear
has that same sort of hump in its spine, where when it's angry or frightened, it kind of hunches up.
Yeah.
Just animals. Like dogs even when they Yeah.
You tell me when you think you could win in a fight.
Okay.
And I'm going to start ridiculous.
Tiger got him.
No. So I'm going to start like polar bear. No way, right?
Yeah, you're fucked.
Grizzly bear.
Fucked.
Black bear. See?
Still
that's what I think too.
Yeah.
I go, maybe. How about moose?
No.
Moose will fuck you.
Elk.
Good.
No.
Moose, your only chance would be running up a tree.
Yeah.
Elk, maybe.
Maybe with a moose, you get behind a girthy tree and just kind of
This
spin
is
around
this
and
is
around.
hand-to-hand
you
combat.
have
This is
Hand-to-hand. Oh, we're
Moose,
in like
I'm
the
dead.
octagon.
Yeah, this is hand-to-hand combat.
Moose, I'm dead.
Moose, you're dead. Okay. You said elk, maybe?
No,
Don't-
I said if you could run up a tree.
No, you're in the octagon though.
Octagon.
No. You're in a
Fighting out of the red corner.
Doe.
This would be like This would call it like a Denny's parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, there's some stuff around.
I got to
but-
get to my car, but
You
this
gotta get to a
elk's
dumpster.
blocking me.
If you can get into the dumpster, you might make
Elk's
it.
gonna fuck me up. It might not. God.
Elk is gonna gore you.
Yeah,
to
it's
death.
gonna gore me.
Go to a deer.
How many points?
4.
I think you got a fighting chance there.
You're
think
gonna
so?
be messed up, but maybe a deer.
I think if you can get a hold of the two
Okay.
antlers
Yeah.
close to the skull and just twist its.
If I Kimura one,
Because what's a deer? What's a
fucking break that guy.
what does a buck weigh?
It depends, right? We're talking like
A 4-point. Are we 2?
yeah,
well,
but
yeah, but it also
muley,
depends,
blacktail, whitetail.
where you got it. You know, you go back east and you're gonna get like, 4-point, or I guess they call them 8-point fucking whitetails that are like probably 400 pounds, something crazy
Yeah.
like that.
All right, never mind.
Something
Never
out
mind that
here, like a muley, maybe 200 to 250.
Yeah, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Those pushing
Think
3.
about the two we saw in the lumber yard parking lot last year.
Those were
We could've
small.
jumped.
We could.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I thought about tackling
Jump
that
on
thing.
Yeah,
with a
that's what I
K-bar.
mean. Depends on the
Yeah.
deer.
Yeah, because there's different deer. There's some. I've seen some
But they were 4 points.
some does. Oh yeah, those were good. Those were good bucks.
Yeah.
We didn't see a single shooter except
we,
in the.
we stopped to get coffee in Leavenworth, right next to the lumber store, and here's 2 4-points standing in the parking lot, and we were like, "Son of a bitch!" And then they walked over to the grocery store parking lot, and it was like, it's like 4 a.m. Like, we should just run them over with the truck,
Yeah.
put them in the back,
Yeah.
and go home. And Jordan was like, "You know what this means, right? Like, we're not going to see shit all
Yeah.
weekend." And
That's how it
sure
goes.
enough,
Yeah. No, that's a rough one. Yeah, I was like, I got a good feeling.
and it's 2 4. They were standing right next to each other,
We could have.
like
we could
closer
have.
than you guys are sitting right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If we were lesser men, we would have shot it with a suppressed 22, thrown it in the back of the truck, and then gone out and put a couple other holes in it.
They were 15 feet from the front bumper. I could have hit the gas
Yeah.
and fuck. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, got one with the door, you know.
Licking your gun barrel hanging out the
Oh,
window.
dude,
You're like,
yeah.
you deserve to die. Yeah.
And they were, like I said, they were the nice bucks.
Oh.
Small bodies, but nice bucks.
See, but then, okay, I'm going to say Kozak can take a deer.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, but I've seen some
What
some
are you
does
pulling
that are
guard, or
like,
are you trying to get on its back?
better not pull guard.
I think what you want is to get those antlers past you, and you want to get the
Arm
head-
dragging him?
No, like,
The old hoof trip.
yeah, no, maybe like,
hook
you know,
sweep.
old
You going for
guillotine.
the guillotine?
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
want to
past the antler?
you want to get past that and get the neck pointed down and the body moving sideways. I've wrestled some animals.
So
in my
yeah,
life.
so I call that the snout lock.
yeah,
From behind,
yeah,
right there.
Getting
Just
that
right
head
on the
down.
muzzle. And
Yep.
pushing that down and pulling its neck like that. Yeah. Yeah. You're taking Rudolph out with that one.
So, God, anything better than a deer though?
Well, okay.
we all lose.
Well, no. What do you think about a
Hang on.
caribou? Because I kind of think caribous are little bitches, but
Really?
Yeah,
that's
I
just.
don't know,
but that's it's a weird thing. I've never seen.
I don't
this.
feel
That's
they
still a
get super
200-pound
aggressive.
animal that can
No,
fucking
but
run
they
and
say.
jump.
Like, I don't know. They say they like avoid you if you're like.
But
if-
we're in the octagon.
Okay, well, I think I don't know. That's tough because that's a lot of antler.
Yeah. They're wide, too.
a
Like,
lot
you're
of
not
antler.
passing that to get
It's
the
a lot of
guillotine.
antler, but do they fight?
No points on them though. They're
It's
all
true,
rounded
soft.
edges.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're always in velvet.
No puncture
Yeah.
wounds.
Okay, so as far as ungulates go, like, what do you think about like an antelope? They're like
Oh,
100,
man, fuck that thing up.
140 pounds.
I'm gonna pile drive an antelope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they got the cutters on them. You know, they got the
I still
I think you go knee on belly on an antelope and just fucking put it to sleep.
like they're quick. Your hardest problem is going to be getting your hands
you get him
actually
down,
on
once you
them.
get him down in side control,
Yeah,
it's over.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Just got to wear them down. To be fair, they might be able to go for like 48 hours.
Yeah.
In the you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
they
once
just
you, so
run
you
in
your
circles.
endurance has got to be on point.
Well, that's what's that called? Not subsistent hunting. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Joao
Where
went
they
4
run 'em
hours with
down?
a bunch of white
Endurance.
belts.
This is,
You got to be able to go
where you just
48
went.
hours with a fucking antelope, and eventually you'll wear it down, get it inside control.
Oh, that'll just have a heart attack and die at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to blow this thing's heart up.
Had to kill it. Had a stroke. It was awesome.
Okay, so you got as far as the ungulates go, I think we got 1 to 2 of them: a deer, an antelope, and maybe a caribou. I've never seen one in real life. I can't tell you for sure, but they just seem
at a petting zoo.
they seem soft.
Imposing.
They seem soft.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna agree.
I've seen one with Santa, and I was
Santa,
like,
they
"This
feed
thing's
them
a
cookies
bitch."
and
Just
fucking
like
donuts and shit. Yeah.
The same size caribou and the same size elk. I feel like the elk fights harder than the caribou. I feel you on that one.
Okay.
The elk's more wild. Caribou.
Oh,
has become
caribou and elk. It
domesticated.
wouldn't even be.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Close.
Like an elk will fuck you up, but same size caribou, I just feel it doesn't have the same fight in it. You know.
No, they're plains animals.
Yeah.
Come on. How about if you were to go, like, obviously grizzlies fucking us up, black bear, and I'll be honest with you,
In a octagon, the black bear's gonna fucking destroy you.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I might be able to
it's
take that
gonna-
fucking thing's back and choke the shit out of
But
it.
once it bites onto your arm once,
Will
that
it?
arm's useless.
Will it?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I think it might try and paw at me. I might throw a knee. You know, I might, you know.
If you get
Kid
stun it
kick
with a knee to the chin, you might have a chance of getting to its back.
Yeah, give the old Ben Askren.
But they also got that big ass thick skull, so you're
I'm
relying
choking the shit out of that.
How
But
you get into
a
its
big
back?
old thick skull because they got a tiny little neck, and I'd rip it right off. No,
That's a lot of fur, too.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so
Do they have
what
greasy
size
fur?
though? That's another thing. They're like humans as far as like size difference. Like there's some 500 pounders out there, and then there's some that are like 150 pounds.
Yeah.
So if we're talking like 150 pound,
What's a full grown male?
we'll call it 180 pounds. Okay.
Like me.
I
So-
think, yeah.
You're
It's
fucked.
dead. It's fucking dead. I think I could probably take one. I don't know. People say it's crazy, but I also grew up knowing that my first wrestling coach wrestled not a grizzly bear, a black bear in college and fucking pinned it.
What?
He put legs in on it, put a force half on that fucking thing, and pinned this. And they were like, it doesn't count. You cheated. And he was like, I pinned it. And then he did it again. And there's pictures of it.
No shit.
Yeah. And
It's
he's
a domesticated bear, obviously.
yeah,
Like a pet.
he didn't go out into the woods.
This is like the actor bear that played Big Ben or some shit.
Yeah, I mean he didn't
They're
go.
like someone's like giving him the sign to roll
But
over.
guess what? Like everybody else, like, oh, fucking, what's his nuts in the UFC there? Khabib, yeah, thank you. Wrestled a bear when he was a kid, and you go,
Kind of.
yeah,
How
but
do you
it
think you
wasn't.
do against Khabib in the octagon?
Oh, I'll get my fucking ass kicked.
Yeah, so there you go.
But he also wrestled. What do you mean? I think he's beating up all the bears.
Oh, maybe.
But I'm talking about like when they're like, oh, he wrestled, he domesticated. Like, are you kidding me? I feel the foolish for you even saying that. I think he beats me harder than a
black bear?
oh no. I'm beating a black bear. Than like an elk. I think I'd rather try my luck with an elk.
See, but the thing with bears is the same thing of like cats. It's like when you get teeth and claws, that changes everything.
Okay. Say what if it was?
I've got a big old bite mark from our fucking kitten on my arm right now.
Yeah, see, Pussy Taco almost took him down.
Pussy Taco almost took me in the octagon last night.
I
Did
don't
3
know,
rounds
man.
of Pussy Taco. I am worn out.
I don't know. I feel like their joints are like enough like ours where it'd be like kind of rolling with an actual guy.
You're gonna wrist lock him and snap a paw.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. If we see a bear this weekend, let's shoot to wound.
Jordan.
And then we're sending Jordan. I need Jordan
With
to wear
a
a
pocket
singlet
knife.
and headgear out into the woods.
Send me in, coach. Oh my god.
I'd give it a go. I would too. You know how cool that scar would be?
You mean scars?
Yeah,
Plural. I got this just little guy
we
here.
need a luggage rack on our bike big enough for his body.
You think you could go against a wolf?
No, because they won't fight you individually.
Well, if they're
This is Octagon Lone Wolf,
Oh, so we got
which
the
is
lone
also
wolf and
my
the
name in
octagon.
the Octagon, the Lone Wolf.
I think you got a shot there
Wolf
because
goes
their leg bones are thin.
That's
you could probably
fucking
snap a
crazy
leg.
to me that you think a wolf
A lone wolf in the
would
octagon
give you a chance, but a 180-pound bear wouldn't.
A wolf's like 80 pounds.
No,
A wolf's like 160.
Yeah.
No, they are not.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Shut the fuck
A
up.
red wolf is
Google
smaller, but like a gray wolf and stuff
Google
compared to a timber wolf.
Yeah, a dire wolf. Yeah,
Dire-
well,
we're-
now
yeah,
we're
no, not a dire wolf. Jesus.
no, a short-faced bear. We brought it back
Yeah.
simply to fight.
Jordan,
How do you think you do it against a short-faced bear?
I'd get. So, are you kidding?
How about
me?
this?
Man,
3 grizzlies against one short-faced bear. That would be fun to watch.
I think the 3 grizzlies get it, but I think you get 2 polar bears are going to beat that us.
God, but isn't how tall is a polar bear? And isn't like a short face
They're
like
11
a time
foot,
and a half?
11, 12 foot.
But isn't like a short face time
The average
and a
weight
half?
of a gray wolf is around 100 pounds.
What's a timber
I
wolf?
grew up with a. We literally she was
With
our
an
wolf
Indian
mother.
tribe that
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's average. So that takes into account
So a big male might
females
be
and
like
males.
120 or 130, 40 pounds.
what
Yeah.
kind of
That's a big male.
That's a big, yeah.
you're telling me dogs
That's still
are,
bigger than I expected. Because our dog growing up, she was like 85 pounds.
But I've got a 90-pound pit bull, and he would kill me 2 times over.
Yeah, that's true.
And so if
But
you
wolves
got...
don't have that same.
Yeah, they got even more bite. Their bite is meant to crack the leg bones of elk.
Yeah. No, she used to eat pork chop bones and T-bones.
Yeah.
Like she would just
Like a cheese-it.
crunch them up like exactly like it was a like the little milk bone
Yeah,
dog
you're
treat.
talking about women.
But I also
I'm sorry. No, that's a female.
I don't think wolves charge in like a pit bull does. Like a pit bull comes at you with full aggression. A
But-
wolf is going to try to like slink around
Be
and whatnot.
cunning.
You're going to have
Start
some openings.
picking at your
Yeah,
ankles in the
exactly.
octagon.
Exactly, because a wolf is expecting its mates to be coming in from the flanks.
But we're lone wolfing
They,
it here
they fight
in the
differently,
octagon.
but he doesn't know.
He's like, "Where's my crew?"
What about the salmon from fucking the other guys or whatever the shit is?
I
They
gotta-
grow legs and they come up on the beach.
I got a weight range from like 31 to 143 pounds.
That's quite the range.
Yeah,
I would say like
a gray wolf.
140 has got to be the max for like a big ass fucking male.
Timber wolves are bigger than gray wolves, right?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, so there we go. That's a gray wolf that I'm talking about.
And red wolves are the smallest.
Anywho, big. I could have sworn they got up to like 160.
All right, do you think you could take a wolf?
Hell no.
All right.
No.
You think you could take a black bear, but you can't take a wolf?
Yeah, dude.
It's confidence.
I
What about a coyote?
so, but I mean,
Coyote, I could fuck up.
Oh yeah.
okay. Well, you guys,
One
you guys
coyote.
Talking,
One coyote.
without question.
Yeah.
Ragdoll, just like any fox.
Yeah, I grab it by the tail and just slam it back
Yeah,
and forth against the ground.
If okay,
I'd whirl
Like
it
some
above
Ace
my
Ventura
head.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So you guys don't think black bear? What about a panda bear?
It's still a bear.
Panda bear will fuck you
What
up.
about a sun bear?
Still fuck
Which
you
one's
up.
the sun bear? Is that the,
The
gold
sun-
bear?
Yeah,
They only eat honey.
Yeah.
Oh, are they
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh.
are they herbivores? Sun bears?
So are
Pandas.
So
Yeah,
are
you're right.
pandas.
Pandas will fuck you up.
Okay.
Just because they're Chinese, they're trying to take over the world.
Yeah, well, Jiminy Cricket. I didn't want to go there, but he said it. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, dude. I think.
Hang on. We forgot cats.
Oh well, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because there's certain cats, you know, that'll kill us. Lion and tigers.
Yeah, well, there's a whole bunch. Lion, tiger, leopard. Actually, a leopard you might have a chance.
Jaguar. Don't.
Those
I
are
was just gonna
still
say,
gonna
Jaguar, you've got no
fuck
chance.
you.
Mountain
You see-
lion, you've got no chance.
You see the
Bobcat
cheetah
now.
that jumped into that guy's truck and just he tried to releasing it and it like ran back into his truck and jumped in the cab and just fucked him up.
Yeah.
How about a bobcat?
I think that's where it starts with cats.
Yeah.
I think
We're gonna
that's
have a
where it-
problem.
I
We
had
got
my
a
hands full
problem.
with a 3-pound house cat last night.
Yeah, but you're also
Tobin's
not
gonna
trying
have a
to
bigger
kill
problem.
that thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to like handle it.
He
and, like,
came at me in the
He
dark.
came at me,
and
bro.
I was like, motherfucker, what are you doing?
and just you see his glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking feral.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because, you kill that and then you got to fight the rest of your family. You know what I mean? That's kind of how that works. But, because there's like dogs. There's not many dogs I'm like, I wouldn't fucking kill that dog.
Yeah.
Out of just like pure aggression, But.
Yeah.
What about like a Malamute Corky mix?
Corky mix somehow. Yeah. I thought about killing one today.
Do you think you could beat a kangaroo or a ostrich?
Don't they have
kangaroo
super
will
big?
fuck you up, and so will an
Yeah.
ostrich.
Don't they
Yeah.
have the claws?
Yeah. Like
See
velociraptors.
that? And they can reach
Yeah.
out, dude. That scares
Look at that
the
kick.
heck out of
Kangaroos,
me.
they sit back on their tail
and they kick you.
Start thumping
And
on you.
they're jacked,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, dude.
But they got little T-Rex arms. Imagine if you had like big arm muscles, but your jab was only like fucking 9 inches.
That's funny.
Yeah, but those things are yoked.
Yeah.
And how do you take one of those things down? Like, what's your
Yeah, 'cause they can just
strategy?
sit back on their tail. Oh, that tail.
A tail sweep. Good
Oh,
luck.
man. That's what you need as a champion wrestler, is a fucking tail like a kangaroo.
Because they're gonna
a
sit back
base.
and just kick you so hard.
Yeah.
So you gotta time it. So when he does that kick,
You got to get to
you
the side.
swat it. You gotta
put
get to
side
the
pressure
side.
on him.
I like this. This is an actual conversation.
You got to arm drag that kangaroo, get on his side, and then you can take him down to the ground.
I mean, kangaroos
think?
don't seem super
Do you
dangerous.
think it would be easy?
What do you think about
easy or
that,
hard
that
to arm drag
kangaroo
a
that had
kangaroo
the
with those
dog in
short
the
arms?
Oh,
headlock?
and that guy came and he
And he
punched
punched
it in
him?
the face.
Yeah.
But that thing never sat back and kicked him. It was kind of like,
No, he was
wasn't
like, what-
sure
what
what
was
It
that?
was so
Yeah,
stunned
exactly.
when he punched him.
Yeah.
That thing was like, oh,
Weak
I've
chins,
never
dude.
been-
Kangaroos
the
have weak
audacity
chins.
of this guy to punch.
Mike, you're the arm drag master.
Yes.
Kangaroo, difficult or easy to arm drag with those little short arms?
Good luck. Good luck arm dragging a T-Rex. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're
There ain't nothing to
you're
drag.
going into their danger zone. You're
Yeah.
not pulling them into yours. But it's like all these animals, like some of them seem kind of dumb. Like a kangaroo isn't a super like, oh, that's scary. But it's like that animal will fuck you up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the only thing that makes us better is being able to grab sticks and swing them and throw stones.
Throw rocks.
Like
And
that.
light a stick on fire and swing it around in the
Yeah,
face.
just that simple act of taking something and then throw it, like made us the top of the food chain, which is incredible. I mean, there's other hunting methods, but
What if
that's,
bears learn to throw? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
we are fucked.
or monkeys
Yeah,
really
bears going to
started
judo
getting it
classes.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's another one. Do you think there's any monkeys that you could get?
A lemur monkey,
Macaw.
just those little
Like
tiny
itty
ones.
bitty
Little
ones.
tiny ones.
Yeah,
And they're gonna bite
Yeah.
the shit out of you before you have it.
Yeah.
A chimpanzee, an orangutan.
You're
like-
fucked.
way.
What do they weigh? Like 60 pounds? They will fuck your shit up. Actually, no, the chimpanzees get pretty big.
They can get
I
up
think
to
they all
that.
get to be
Yeah.
like about
they ripped that
120.
lady's arms off or something, or her face
That's-
off in New York.
Well, don't they say like a
Do you
80
think she was
pound?
trying to have sex with it?
Whoa.
Yeah, she gave it Xanax and wine.
Yeah. all
Did
right.
she really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
What?
She got what she had coming.
Yeah. No.
No, she didn't get it. It was her friend that came over, right?
Oh, really?
Her friend came over and made a birthday cake for her, and she gave the cake to her friend, or the lady came over and gave the cake to the lady that owns a chimpanzee, and the two of them were eating the cake, and they weren't letting the chimpanzee have any. And that chimp thought, like, this motherfucker's trying to steal this woman away, like my friend and stuff. And so when the lady left, that chimp went out and it ripped her face off,
Yeah.
poked her eyeballs out.
Yeah.
Luckily, she didn't have
you
a
guys
penis.
read or watched documentaries about chimpanzees and how brutal they will be to each other?
Oh, yeah.
There's some series I was watching and it was
They are a violent species.
fascinating though.
Yeah.
Fascinating. How they live together and just the hierarchy of like how it works.
They're-
And it's like
They're rapists, they're murderers, they're cannibals. They're like everything you can think of
They're us.
evil.
but they're smart enough though, right? Because there's a certain level of like the biggest, baddest, dominant one typically would run the pack, but then they make like little like dealings,
Yeah.
and like they're like, oh no, if we band together, we make a little team here, and
Yep.
we're gonna run this, we're gonna run everything, and we're gonna appoint people, and that's what we did. And next thing you know, they're appointing the head council or whatever the hell they did. Some of those documentaries are fascinating.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's
why-
the scariest animal to ever get in a fight with. Is
Chimp.
any kind of a chimp, orangutan. Oh,
Orangutans seem friendly.
No
They are
way.
friendlier.
Don't you dare
They
say
are
that
friendlier, but
I
they'll
wouldn't
still
want to
fuck
fight
you
one.
up.
But they
No,
seem
no,
friendlier than chimps.
You see the video of the one trying to rip that dude in the
Through
cage?
the cage,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh,
No.
yeah. They seem friendly, but
Maybe it's just because they all look
now.
like they have Down syndrome.
They all look sad.
Yeah.
They do.
Probably because they're all in cages.
All
yeah,
orangutans have Down
they are
syndrome.
sad. Yeah.
What about a
Put that on a
bonobo?
bumper sticker.
Strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe you could kill a bonobo?
A bonobo? Are those little tiny white ones?
No, it's like a chimpanzee, but they like split. All they do is have sex. They don't
I was
fight.
just
They
saying,
don't
what about
war.
those ones in Japan that like hang out in hot springs and just fuck all the time?
Or the
What if they
red
just
fa- or
adopted
the-
you? And
what is
hang
it?
on, okay.
That's a different
Here's the
one.
real
Or the
question,
red-ass
Kozak.
fucking.
If you got adopted into the tribe of the monkeys in the hot tub, would you bang one? Because that's all they do. They just hang out and have sex in the hot spring.
I mean,
If they're like,
When
Kozak,
in Rome.
what's it called in prison? Gay for the stay? You know, I'm furry and a flurry. Depends how long you're there. I mean, it depends if you think Planet of the Apes is the women in it are hot, but I don't. So I probably, yeah.
Are they just called snow monkeys? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
They live in
yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, up on the volcano.
I mean, it looks like a great life. You sit in a hot
Fuck
spring
yeah.
and it snows all around you.
Yeah, just hang out, beautiful view.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about baboons? Because
No.
that
Oh,
scares
no.
the shit
No.
out of me.
I love it when you see pictures of Africa in like, is it Johannesburg?
South Africa.
Yeah, and it's like they have like, they'll have what are the dogs?
Dingoes?
No.
That's yeah.
Oh,
They're in the Lion King.
yeah. I know.
Hyenas?
Hyenas.
There we go.
They have like baboons and hyenas,
Ooh,
like
that's
with
another one. Would you get
masks
in a
and on
cage with a hyena?
chains. Like they use them for guard animals.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
awesome. And those teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get in the octagon with a hyena?
No.
Fuck, no. That's another animal that can crush bone with a.
And they got
quick
all the
bite.
neck,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You could.
Oh,
jump.
yeah. Good luck with your rear
Yeah, they're like
naked.
a dog fucked a giraffe, so it ended up with like a short. But it has that same like really. Have you guys ever been up close to a giraffe like at the Woodland Park Zoo?
Yeah.
They have the muscle on those things is fucking impressive, and those aren't even wild. They're just stuck in a cage, so they don't get any exercise. Imagine what a wild giraffe must look like.
There's
And you don't think about it. Sorry, because in all the pictures, the giraffes look kind of smooth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're out on the African plain, but when you get up close to that thing and you can actually see the muscle under their skin, it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I wonder what they taste like.
beef. It's got.
What are they
red meat.
related to? What's the closest other animal? Like, where'd they come from?
That's
What
a
are
great
they?
question.
I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I want to say that the American antelope is the closest related thing to the American antelope or the pronghorn
Yeah.
is the giraffe.
Could be.
I'm going to Google that right now.
Yeah, we need to get a computer in here, fact checker, because all the facts that we are talking about are 100% accurate and true. Yeah, I think there's no way a hyena you could do anything to a hyena. But there's so many things that have jaws powerful enough to break through bone and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's not the. I think it's more just like this thing is going to start with my butthole and
Move out from
yeah,
there.
move from there.
Oh, do you guys know what an okapi is?
That's that little monkey, right?
The forest giraffe. It's like a little. It's like a cross between a horse and a giraffe.
What?
There's a picture.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
That
Kinda
that's
got
an
zebra legs
unsatisfying
there.
answer.
It looks like a Dr. Seuss
What are some of the
animal.
closest relatives of giraffes?
Huh.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Dolphins, whales, killer whales, hippopotamus,
me
camels,
a-
cows,
Dolphins,
sheep,
yeah.
goats, deer. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Google.
Yeah,
Would you get in the octagon with a giraffe?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just to say,
Where
I
would you
did.
even start?
Would you just like punch it in the knees?
I wouldn't do anything. I'd tap out.
You need to do a
Have you-
Troy leg lock on it. I mean,
Oh,
how
leg lock, yeah.
all it is a leg.
Good luck, dude. That's like
Too strong.
trying to leg lock a tree trunk.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being one of those poor little bastards? They fall like 8 feet when they're born. They get just jarred, you know. One of the gnarliest videos, and normally like videos of animals being animals don't bother me. Like the gnarly shit they do.
Yeah.
But watching two giraffes fight, and they like stand side by side and they swing their heads all the way around and just whack, and they just beat the crap out of each other, and like they'll kill each other, but like it's just brutal and devastating and sad for whatever reason. I don't know about. It's the neck. I don't know what makes me. Maybe I'm just like, oh, they're supposed to.
Show
those things are supposed to be selling toys.
Yeah.
What's the giraffe's name on the kids show? Wasn't there a famous kids cartoon where
there was the Toys R Us giraffe?
What the fuck was his name?
Gary?
That's a terrible name for a
giraffe.
Marketing wasn't at its peak that day.
Jerry the giraffe.
Shit.
I don't know.
Okay, do you think animals get like CTE? Because like you said, those giraffes, they smack their heads together.
I don't know if they have enough brain.
Video of rams though, but like you're concussing your brain inside of your skull still, aren't
they have
you
such
not?
a tiny brain that they're not having like.
Sounds like Borat science. Women have tiny brains, so does giraffe. Not enough brain for CTE.
I don't know. They have thick ass skulls and the small. Like I don't know if their brain is capable of the higher functions that CTE would.
Yeah, but even if you have base level, if you're smashing your brain against your skull, it's gonna affect even. That's brain damage.
Yeah, you're right.
And you see those videos of those rams where it sounds like lightning or thunder clapping. And it's like, they're fine. They get up. I've never seen one hit and fall over. Have you?
No.
Like,
actually, you'd never see rams kill each other, do you?
Or get knocked out. Maybe. I mean, it has to exist.
Oh, yeah. It definitely exists.
But I've never seen it.
I bet we could pull up a video of some crazy crap like that happening. But yeah, so
you guys have probably seen the famous video of like the snow leopard and the whatever it was, some kind of mountain goat falling down
chasing
the cliff
that deer or something.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
They
and it hangs
like a couple
on.
100 feet. Yeah. And then they're still going after each other. It's like, holy goddamn.
We would all be dead instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just tougher. That's that's why it's like, who do you think would win, you or a deer? It's like you saw that deer fall off a cliff for like 200 feet and it keep getting up and running. Yeah. You fall off a 50-foot cliff and you're like, dude, my knee, I am down.
Fall off that couch.
Yeah.
Like, ow.
Yeah. I stand on my bed sometimes like, whoa. Yeah, but it's just they're tougher. I mean, yeah, say you're a 150-pound human and you're a 150-pound animal. I don't get why is animal flesh they're stronger than human?
Yeah,
is it the muscle density
all the time? I think that's what it is.
So you think like a Neanderthal would be like animal tough back in the day?
I think they were. I think they were for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Neanderthals had certain edges over Homo sapiens.
Yeah. Or like any primitive man. Do you think it just gave them that like animal effect where it's like, you can fall down that 200-foot.
I actually think there was a society before the Ice Age. However, if the caveman theory is correct, cavemen would have to have been super athletes, like the level of which we can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
And they would have also had to have been extremely resourceful, like maybe not educated, right? But the ability, like mechanically inclined, the ability to just sort of grab a rock or a stick and problem solve and make it work.
Yeah.
And so ingenuity.
Yeah. I want to be animal tough. I want to be caveman tough.
That's why I don't think people hung out in caves for years and years, because human beings, as it is, nobody squats in a cave just waiting for time to go by. Everybody's constantly fiddling with something, trying to make something, trying to, improve their life situation.
Well, I mean, you could use a cave. I mean, look at it in South America and like Arizona or New Mexico.
Did you get in an octagon with a Neanderthal?
No, probably not. I mean, knowing the moves I know, you never know how I do, but I feel like they were shorter. They maxed out at like 5 foot, but they would usually weigh around 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's...
I think so.
I don't know.
It'd be hard to snap down, but... Arm drag it. Trip.
Boy, it's a lot of animals in the octagon tonight.
So this episode is brought to you by PETA.
Yeah.
It is fun just thinking, like, what could you take and what could take you?
I didn't think I'd want to fight a raccoon. In fact, I chased a raccoon one night when I was drunk.
Is it?
And it went up a tree, and I started climbing up a tree after it. And it turned around. It got mad, and it started coming back down. Yeah, with its teeth bared. And I was like, I went running back down that fucking tree.
How many weeks ago was this?
Jen, help!
This was in 2nd Ranger Battalion, because there was a little patch of grass out in front of each company's barracks that was called the first sergeant's lawn. And you didn't fucking step on the first sergeant's lawn unless you held the title of first sergeant. So the raccoons, we came home drunk one night at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. The raccoons were on the first sergeant's lawn. So we were like, let's fucking get them. And so we went running after them. And like I said, the one went up the tree. I started going up the tree after it, and then it turned around and came back at me, and I went running back across the lawn and into the barracks.
What about snakes? That's something I hate, but like I watch a lot of python videos in like the Everglades and like all that trying to eradicate them. But you'll see, and they'll just go and they jump like onto a 12-foot snake, and it starts wrapping around. And as long as they hold that head, they seem okay. But
I don't think so,
don't
dude.
scare me so much.
What
it's
the
the
hell?
poisonous snakes. Yeah.
I mean, they all scare me.
yeah,
A constrictor, I feel like you got a second to like maybe get away from them. I feel like,
Depends
how about
on
this?
if they're hungry or not, too. They don't need to eat very often.
A constrictor, if you had a knife,
oh, you're fine.
you're fine.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
right? You cut that thing's head off, like, you know.
Just start shanking it like you're in prison. It's gonna start unwrapping.
But I don't fuck with even the smallest, least poisonous snakes. Give those guys a wide berth.
Yeah, I don't like snakes.
Yeah, neither do I. That's what's my biggest fear, taking Watson to Eastern Washington and hunting him.
Getting bit in the face by a rattler.
Getting him bit by a snake, yeah.
Yeah,
Not that we have a
He doesn't
ton.
have sense about it. Do dogs have a natural fear of snakes?
not really.
I grew up in Omak, and I don't remember anybody's dog ever having been bitten by a rattlesnake.
No, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't happen often, but, you know, you hear about it, and it's just like, it'd be devastating, right? Like, I brought my dog to do this task, and I got it killed by
That's part of it, though.
yeah, or like jumping off a cliff.
We're out there trying to kill things, and it's like, things are out there
Yeah,
living
right.
too. It's like
Nature's
that's
dead.
Yeah,
kind of
no, that's
bound,
true.
and
That's
it
true.
sucks when it's your animal, but it's like this is the gamble we take sometimes. Don't they have I know if your dog gets bit, you go give them the antivenom, and it costs way too much money. But don't they have a series of shots where they inoculate the dogs with low levels of venom, and it helps build up their tolerance? So if they do get bit,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
gets you-
catastrophic.
Well, it gets you a little more time, supposedly, to get to a vet.
Okay.
I think that's the idea behind it, because it doesn't, like, it's not like an antidote, you know?
Yeah, but
It's not a
like
real vaccine.
if you gave it to them every
I
day,
think we learned that, huh?
like say for every day you gave them a little bit of snake venom, like isn't that old theory? You get bit by a snake all the time, or a little bit of poison, then
Yeah,
you
I mean,
have
maybe.
a bigger dose.
Maybe that you could do that, but I mean, I'm not going to
Maybe
go
you get a
milk
rattlesnake.
snakes.
Yeah,
I'm going to start milking snakes on the side to, you know.
Jordan, you can have your chickens for the T-shirt cannon and milk rattlesnakes as well.
Yeah.
milking snakes, huh, buddy?
Yeah, no, it'll be great. I've always wanted to see it actually done, you know.
Oh, it looks so gross.
It looks satisfying, just the hearing of
I wouldn't even if you had the forked stick and the thing was in an aquarium and you could pin its head down, I would not grab a rattlesnake by the back of the head.
Oh,
it'd be a gnarly experience going like, okay, I'm here now, it can't get me. How do I get away from this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I just throw it? Is
Throw it as hard as you can.
get enough momentum to where it's just, you know, you got to use centrifugal force to get the weight just to fly away from you.
Yeah.
It's gonna whip its head around real quick, and
But
And
some
then
people
even
love
those videos
snakes.
of like the cobra charmers in like
Yeah.
Vietnam and Thailand and whatnot. That shit makes my palms sweat.
now do you?
Like just get the fuck away from there.
Because as humans, we have like innate fears of things, right? Like
Yeah,
people
no,
are
that-
like, "Oh,
that's-
I'm scared
that's
of the
in your
dark.
DNA. Yeah.
We got to get in. We got to get in the cave before dark. Because why? Because you're now being
Because of
hunted.
short-faced bears.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're being hunted now. Spiders. I think people just know. Oh, you get bit by a spider, you're dead. Snakes. You get bit by a snake, you're dead. You know, all those things. I don't think people fear like deer.
no one.
They're like, oh, they look at deer and go, oh, look. I mean, you see like have you seen that video of the kid like trying to like feed it, and then it drops whatever he was trying to feed the deer, and he reaches down to, hand the deer, and it just stomps the back of his head. And the mom's standing there right next to it, and it's like, oh, they're still wild animals. You dumb fucks.
Accidents happen.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you're just like, look at this beautiful deer. Let my baby infant feed this thing, and all of a sudden it just stomp.
Clap,
Yeah,
clap.
yeah. It looked, oh, man, that was horrible. It looked like the scene in Gladiator when that kid just gets blasted by the horses running down the. Anyway, yeah, just destroyed that kid. But there's got to be fears built into all that stuff.
Yeah. Animals,
Absolutely.
we've been battling them since the beginning of time. I mean, it's...
Do you think with people who, like you just said, there are people who like snakes, what about that? Like, is there something that they're like, it's like a
just
kink?
more interested.
Is it oh, this is like, I like the feeling it gives me?
I think it's academic. Like they some people are into like Mike
I know
likes
some
to read
people
all the
are-
science. I think some people are into reptiles and they like the feeding and the watching how they are.
Yeah, but do you think those people have, I don't know, dude. I think there's some people who are like, just like, they like kind of like the fear a little bit, that they're like, they're
okay.
kind of
I can
into
see
the
that.
like,
This is
look
dangerous.
at this thing.
I never got the whole thing with like the swimsuit model holding the big boa constrictor.
Yeah,
Like, that never
I don't
made
get
sense.
that. I don't get that
There's
either.
nothing attractive about it.
No.
How about those southern churches where they talk in tongues and they hold
the
rattlesnakes?
Yeah.
Are they like defanged rattlesnakes, or
I don't
like?
think so.
No. Every once in a while, someone dies.
Which is
really?
awesome. Yeah.
I think the idea is that it's the serpent and God is protecting them from. I'm not.
Yeah.
Mm,
They cast the demon out of you, the serpent will stay friendly.
Exactly. Yeah.
interesting. You been? How cool would it
I've
be?
watched a lot of
How
videos.
badass would it be to go down to one of those churches and like work your way in there and just like check it out and just like, holy shit.
Start small. You got a gardener snake. You move your way up.
You go in there and you're whole.
Yeah, look at me. I'm cool.
I brought a tree frog, guys,
Yeah.
but he's a mean tree frog.
Yeah, no, this thing's badass.
You end up with one of those poison dart frogs.
Help me, Jesus. I can feel it leaching in my skin.
That's another crazy thing that like humans have done, is like using animals
To get
Like-
fucked
I
up.
was just gonna say to get high.
yeah. But not even that, but like going like, oh, we realize like that venom is what's fucking us up. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if we catch it and put it on a dart,
Oh
Yeah.
and now we shoot the dart at something, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Use it to shoot monkeys out of trees with a blowgun.
yeah.
I mean, it's got to just be trial and error and figuring out. I mean, we've said a million. Like, how do you understand this is poisonous and that's edible? You know, how do you?
Mike,
that-
eat this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
no. Frank. Hey,
Yeah,
Frank.
lick this frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the only animal that people get poison from? I know they would rub their darts or their arrows on the back of the skin or
Oh yeah, you're right.
scrape it to secrete it to make it poisonous. But it's like, are there other animals we get poison from? I know blowfish have a form of poison.
I don't think they use. I don't think any cultures used the blowfish poison. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think it's just the poison dart frog.
And we don't, like, I don't remember ever hearing about, like, rattlesnakes or snakes being captured and getting their fangs or their venom sacs.
All these natives are missing out.
Yeah.
It's some legit technology.
Get some necrosis.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's real stuff. I think there's some like made up books where they're like, oh yeah, we took this and put it on our knife to cut
Yeah.
somebody in. You know, like what was that that movie Holes, or the book?
I never saw it. Or read it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Holes
Well,
15?
no, I think in that, like, there was a character in it who she put snake poison in her lipstick or something like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're giving somebody ideas.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: don't do that.
Isn't Botox the same stuff that's in snake venom? Like, it makes
think you're
your
right, actually.
cells
Yeah, it-
freeze
it-
and not move, right?
Yeah, it
so it
paralyzes the
stays.
muscles.
Yeah. I thought Botox was a form of venom.
I think you're right.
I bet
Probably.
it is, yeah.
I think you're 100% correct. It's a like a neurological.
This is why we need it. This is why we need a Google.
This is why we need
machine.
a computer. We need someone sitting here on the Google machine.
We're in here
Google
just
me right.
making stuff up. These guys are working their asses off, and we're just sitting here bullshitting about fucking the movie holes.
Which animals would you fight?
Yeah.
All right, possum.
I've seen.
How many possums could you take at once in an octagon?
Oh, good cat. Yeah,
15? Because when they play dead, you just start grabbing them by the tail and just smashing them.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
do you
right. They
think
do play dead.
Just windmill them.
They do not play dead. That's a. They will.
have sharp teeth because if they decide to fight back, you could be in trouble.
I watched one fuck up an Akita.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
an Akita's
man.
like a Japanese guard
Yeah.
dog. Like that. I watched one like, yeah.
How
It
big's an
was
Akita
a
under its
fair
fur?
fight. So there's two bloodlines, right? There's the Japanese bloodline. They're a little bit thinner. And the American bloodline, they're thicker,
Fatter.
like,
Yeah,
just
go
like
figure.
everything else. But they, I think the Akita can weigh like 90 pounds, probably.
Okay.
You know, like a big old guard dog. And I believe it was the American Akita, and it didn't like fuck him up, but like it was like a fair fight. They both limped away.
All right.
I was like, shit.
Just a single possum?
Yeah.
All right.
Trapped in the garage.
I think the key then is to get them to play dead, then get them by the tail,
Yeah.
windmill them into the mat,
Yeah. Just
like you're splitting wood.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Get that big overhand swing.
What's plural for possum?
Possum.
Oh, really?
You ever see a?
So you'd say there's a group of possum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all those possum.
I
Yeah.
think so.
possums?
Possums.
No, it's
I think
possum.
it's just possum.
Yeah. I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
Join me.
Okay, I'm there. I'm stepping in the water.
Have you ever seen a nutria?
Yeah, down in Florida and stuff.
They have them in Oregon.
What?
Yeah. So there was an apartment complex when I was down there, and I was walking to a little apartment party, and all of a sudden I look over, and there is the biggest rat I have ever seen in my life.
Shit. Did you fight it?
I thought about it. I was like, we could eat that.
Yeah.
I shit you not. It was the size of a small dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then like I was like, that's a rat. Instantly, I was like, that's a rat. And I walked inside. I was like, I just saw the biggest rat I've ever seen. And like there's like ponds around the area.
Yeah.
And I walk inside and they're like, no, that's a nutria. And I was like, what the fuck is a nutria? And they were like, it's
Half beaver,
like a
half rat.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
beaver rat. There you go. And sure as shit, like started looking them up, and I was like, we got a ton of those. We'd see them all the time.
I think beaver would be a tough fight because they don't have sharp teeth. But they got
They
strong
got
teeth.
two big
got two
sharp
big.
teeth.
Yeah, they got two big buckies up front.
Yeah, I think it would suck to get bit
They
by
got that big. That tail would probably hurt too.
slapping
Slap
you.
you a little, but I just step on it.
Yeah,
Hold
Just-
it down.
yeah. You can't go
Staple it
nowhere
down,
now.
Slide over, take the back.
Yeah. I wonder if beaver tastes good. You'd hear them talk about
Oh,
eating
it
the
tastes
fat.
amazing.
What?
Hmm?
You've had it?
Secret to a happy
Oh
marriage.
shit! Did you start with the tail
You got to.
or
Day
the
one
teeth?
stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yep. There's yeah, fuck. They use them for cologne.
Yeah.
Beaver. Yeah.
That scent
It's like
sack.
yeah, they have it. Yeah, they
so
have,
many bad jokes. Is that right?
Rub it
Yeah.
on your neck.
what was your cat's name again?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I think
Yeah.
that's it for tonight.
I think we covered most of the animals we'd fight in the octagon and who would win and who would not. And like I said, check out PETA at their website. And you guys got anything else you want to add?
Spell it like it sounds.
Oh, hey, give us a review. Maybe not after this episode. You know what? Wait a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll catch you on another one.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.